Welcome to the Madison Miller Podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's Major League Baseball, Wnba, and Major League Soccer games, look ahead to tonight's game in each sport. We'll go over the tee times, and I'll give out my pick for the U.S. Open. Then we'll go over primary results from last night, news and notes, and my best bet for the day. But first, we're going to start with the Stanley Cup Final. It starts tonight, 8 o'clock on ABC. Sean McDonough, Ray Ferraro, Emily Kaplan on the call. I'm going to make a pick for the series first, if I did not already, which I don't think I did. So, best player in this series is, you got to say, Nathan MacKinnon. He's just fabulous all around. He's right up there in the conversation with Connor McDavid for among the best players in the game. Best defenseman, I got to give a slight edge to Victor Hedman because he just has the experience factor over Cale Makar. And I do like Cale Makar as well. And then best coach, now it's 3 in a row for him, so it has to be John Cooper. And best goalie in the series is Andrei Vasilevsky because he's just a monster and he's the best goalie in hockey right now. And Darcy Kemper isn't bad, and Kemper's health's a factor in this series for sure. In terms of a pick for the series, I'm going to go with Colorado in 6 over Lightning at plus 440. The favorite outcome is a tie between Avs in 7 and Avs in 5. But I'm going to go with Avs in 6 at plus 440. I just feel that Colorado is the better team at the moment. But you could argue the Lightning are better in terms of their experience factor and so forth. And Colorado's minus 175 in the series, and Tampa's plus 150. As much as I see edges in the Lightning, I just feel the Avs are just better for right now. And they've been the best team in hockey the whole year. And if it wasn't for some injuries, they would have won the President's Trophy instead of the Panthers. And Conn Smythe pick, I'm going to go with Nathan MacKinnon at plus 240. I got it at plus 225, if I'm not mistaken, the other day. It's crazy that the odds moved for Nathan MacKinnon. Yeah, plus 220, and it's now plus 240. And Makar is plus 185, and it was plus 185 for Makar. So, again, the pick, I'm going to go with the Avalanche in 6 games, and the Conn Smythe winner, Nathan MacKinnon, plus 240. And then for tonight's game, the Avs are minus 152. The Lightning are plus 126. Over under 6. Over is minus 115. Under is minus 105. Lightning plus 1/2 is minus 196. Avs minus 1/2 is plus 162. I'm going with the Lightning in game 1 to win. I think that Colorado will have some rust. They have not played in a while. This reminds me of when the Lightning had the long layoff against the Rangers. So, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, ironically enough, at plus 126 to knock off the Avalanche in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. All right, now move on to Major League Baseball. I will go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to the games that are being played today. Cardinals over the Pirates, 3-1, doubleheader game 1, makeup from April 11th. Cards 36-27, Pittsburgh 24-36. Braves over the Nationals 10-4 for their 13th in a row. They are 36-27. Washington is 23-41. Marlins over the Phillies 11-9. Marlins 28-32. Phillies 31-31. Yankees over the Rays 2-0. Rays drop to 35-26. Yankees go to 45-16. Orioles over the Blue Jays 6-5. Orioles 27-36. Toronto 36-25. White Sox over the Tigers 5-1. White Sox 29-31. Detroit 24-37. Mets over the Brewers 4-0. Mets 41-22. Milwaukee 34-29. I almost said Yankees there. What was I thinking? Red Sox over the A's 6-1. Red Sox 33-29. Oakland 21-42. Cardinals over the Pirates 9-1. Doubleheader game 2. St. Louis 37-27. Pittsburgh 24-37. Miles Mikolas was one strike away from tossing a no-hitter. Astros over the Rangers 4-3. The Astros 38-24. Texas 29-32. Padres over the Cubs 12-5. Padres 39-24. Chicago 23-38. Guardians over the Rockies 4-3-10. Guardians 30-27. Colorado 27-35. Reds over the Diamondbacks 5-3-12. So 1 run off. And by the way, all the runs in this game were scored in extra innings. Cincinnati's 23-39. Arizona 29-35. So best bet loses by a half a run. Giants over the Royals 4-2. The Giants are 35-26. KC 20-41. Dodgers over the Angels 2-0. Dodgers 38-23. And the Angels 29-34. And the Mariners over the Twins 5-0. The Mariners 28-34. Minnesota 36-28. Okay, today's games at 1 o'clock. We have the Marlins and the Phillies. Leono is going for Miami, and Kyle Gibson is going for Philly. Let's see if this game's posted. It is not. I would assume DraftKings does not have it either. And it does not. White Sox Tigers, Vince Velasquez and Alex Fado. Detroit's -112, Chicago's -104, over under 9, overs -118, unders -104. White Sox -1/2 is +152, Tigers +1/2 is -184. White Sox favor on the run line, Tigers favor on the money line. 54% are the Tigers to win according to ESPN Analytics, and it's -112. So I'm going to lay the -112 with the Tigers. 2 o'clock, you have the Astros and the Rangers. Luis Garcia is on for Texas, and neither game is posted to bet. 3:30, Reds Diamondbacks. Luis Castillo and Zach Gallen. D-backs -116. Reds -102. Over under 7.5. Overs -115. Unders -105. Reds +1/2 is -215. Diamondbacks -1/2 is +176. 53% chance to win, and they're -116. Give you the D-backs. Next up is 3:45, the Royals and the Giants. Jonathan Hazley, we know, is going for San Francisco. That game is not posted yet either. 4 o'clock, you have the Twins and the Mariners. Sonny Gray and Marco Gonzalez. Twins -142, Mariners +120, over under 7.5. Overs -120, unders -102. Twins -1/2 is +122. Mariners +1/2 is -146. 46% chance to win. They're +120. Give me the Mariners on the money line. 7 o'clock, you have the Braves and the Nationals. Spencer Strider and Eric Feed. Braves -188, Nats +158, over under 9, overs -122, unders even money. Braves -1/2 is -111, Nats +1/2 is -108. I'm going with the Nationals on the run line, +1.5 and -108. I think the value's there. I don't think they're going to win. I just think it's going to be a close game at Nationals Park. Rays Yankees, Shane McClanahan and Nestor Cortez. What a great game this is in terms of pitching. Yankees -144, Rays +122, over under 7, overs -105, unders -115. Rays +1/2 is -184, Yankees -1/2 is +152. I'm going under 7. Both these guys have been monsters this year. Orioles Blue Jays, Bruce Zimmerman and Jose Barrios. Jays minus 300. Orioles plus 245. Over under 9. Overs minus 122. Unders even money. Orioles plus 1/2 is plus 118. Blue Jays minus 1/2 is minus 142. I love the Orioles on the run line plus 1/2 and plus 118. I kind of like that a lot. Because they're over 30% to win, and they're plus on the run line. I kind of like that. Orioles won't win, but I just think that this is close. Fox Sports 1, Brewers Mets. Corbin Burns and David Peterson. Brewers minus 134, Mets plus 114, over under 7.5, overs plus 104, unders minus 128. Brewers minus 1/2 is plus 130, Mets plus 1/2 is minus 156. I think there's a lot of value on the Mets at plus 114. They're 47.8% chance to win, so I'm taking the Mets as a home underdog. A's Red Sox. James Kaprielian and John Winkowski. Red Sox minus 198, A's plus 166, over under 9.5, overs minus 114, unders minus 106. A's plus 1/2 is minus 118, Red Sox minus 1/2 is minus 102. I'm going with over 9.5 and minus 114. I like the A's run line too, but I think the over has the better number. 7:45, Pirates Cardinals. Roansy Contreras and Jack Flaherty making his season debut. Cards minus 168, Pirates plus 142, over under 8.5, overs minus 108, unders minus 112. Pirates plus 1/2 is minus 152, Cardinals minus 1/2 is plus 126. I'm going to go under. I think Contreras has been pretty good for Pittsburgh, and Jack Flaherty come out and pitch well. 8 o'clock, Padres Cubs. Ryan Weathers making his season debut against Caleb Killian. The Cubs are favored, minus 132. Padres are plus 112, over under 12. Overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Padres plus 1/2 is minus 162. Cubs minus 1/2 is plus 134. I'm going under. That number's just too high. Guardians Rockies at 8:30. Connor Pilkington and Austin Gomber. Rockies minus 118, Guardians even money, over under 12, overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Guardians minus 1/2 is plus 138, Rockies plus 1/2 is minus 166. Guardians favored on the run line, Rockies favored on the money line. But I'm going to go with the Guardians, 54% chance to win, they're even money. I do like the under too. Guardians and the under is a good same game. And 10 o'clock, the Angels and the Dodgers, Reed Detmers against Tyler Anderson. Dodgers minus 198, Angels plus 166, over under 9, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Angels plus 1/2 is minus 120, Dodgers minus 1/2 is even money. I'm going Dodgers run line at even money for the play for that game. All right, now I'll move on to the WNBA. We will go over yesterday's game's results and look ahead to today's games. Mystics over to Mercury, 83-65. The Mystics are 10-6. Phoenix is 5-9. Shakira Austin led the way with 16 points and 10 boards. Diamond DeShields had 21-8 for Washington. And the Commissioner's Cup game, Storm over the Lynx, 81-79. So the Lynx kept it close. I was right. Seattle 4 straight wins. They're 9-5. Minnesota's 3-12. Brianna Stewart is 29 points in the win. Kayla McBride had 20 in the loss. All right. 3 games today, 1 o'clock, a rare 1 o'clock game in the WNBA. It's the Commissioner's Cup game between the Aces and the Wings. The Aces are 11-2, and the Wings are 6-7. The favored team in this game is the Vegas Aces. They're 8.5-point road favorites, and the total is 171.5. I think that number is very high for a team on the road. I'm going to go with Dallas getting 8.5 to cover. 7 o'clock, Commissioner's Cup game. You have the Dream and the Sun. The Dream are 7-8. The Sun are 10-4. The Sun are favored by 9.5. Total is 155.5. The Dream have been decent this year, so I'm going to take them getting the 9.5 to cover. And last but not least, 7 o'clock, you have the Mercury and the Fever. The Mercury are 5-9. The Fever are 4-12. The Fever is favored by 1.5. Total is 167.5. Am I going to go 3 for 3 on underdogs here? This is the Vegas nose game. I think I'm going to lay the 1.5 at Indiana. I hate the pick, but at the same time, in my head, I'm thinking Vegas nose. Vegas nose. So I'm going to lay the -1.5 at Indiana against Phoenix. All right, now move on to Major League Soccer. We had one game last night as Seattle defeats Vancouver 4-0. So a really nice, convincing win for Seattle. 5 minutes in, Nicolas Ladero on a penalty kick, 1-0. 28th minute, Raul Ruidiaz makes it 2-0, and then Ruidiaz again in the 54th minute to make it 3-0, and then Alex Roldan in the 89th minute made it 4-0. So in the table now, Seattle goes to 7th. And by the way, 1 through 7 makes the postseason, but we're very early in the year. And then Vancouver drops to 11th. So we have one game tonight. 7:30, you have New England and Orlando, a decent East game. I don't think they're among the best, two of the best three in the East. I think that they're both playoff teams. New England, where things stand right now, is not a playoff team. They're 8th in the East with 19 points. And Orlando's 5th in the East with 21 points, but they're a -3 goal differential. Only 5 teams have a positive goal differential in the East. Obviously, the 2 New York teams, Philly, Montreal, and the other one being Columbus, weirdly enough. So, for this game, I would assume Orlando might be favored because I think they're home. But we'll find out in a second. No, New England's home. They're -160. Orlando's +360. Draws +290. So New England is home. I wasn't sure. So Orlando doesn't score or give up that many goals. New England scores more goals, but they give up a lot of goals. So, for this game, I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at +124. I don't feel super about it, but I just wanted to do something different and out of the box for my Major League Soccer play for today, because New England -160 is just really crazy in terms of making that the actual pick. If anything, I'd parlay that with like the Lightning money line or something like that to make it a better payout with maybe some baseball favorites. If you want to throw baseball favorites in with the Lightning. All right, now we'll move on to golf. We have the U.S. Open from the Country Club. No Tiger in this tournament, obviously, which is a bummer, I think, for the sport. And this is going to be on NBC this time. All right, so 6:45 tomorrow morning. You got Hayden Buckley. You have Michael Thorbjornsen. You have Callum Tarrant. Eric Barnes. Matt McCarty. And Fran Quinn kicking it off. Now I'm just going to go through notables because I just like to read out the first group of tee time players. But the rest of them are going to be notables. 656. Matthew Naismith. Patrick Rogers. Dylan McCarthy. 707. Wyndham Clark. Troy Merritt. Adam Putnam. 718. Kamarikwa. Saiwoo Kim. John Rahm. Sepp Straka. 729, Davis Riley, Max Homa, Jordan Spieth, Scott Stallings. 740, Xander Schauffele, Daniel Berger, Brett Horschel, Rory McIlroy, Hideki Matsuyama, Patrick Cantlay. That's a good group. 751, Harold Varner III, Sebastian Munoz, Alex Loren, Brian Harmon, Ryan Henley, and Kevin Kisner. 802, Walter Zalatoris, Joaquin Neiman, Aaron Weiss, Cam Young, Mark Leishman, Keegan Bradley. 813, Adam Schenk, Stuart Sink, Francesco Molinari. 824, Joseph Brumlett, Mackenzie Hughes. 835, Joel Dahman, Lucas Griffin, Bayo Hostler, Sodi Kodiara. 846, Roger Sloan. 857, nobody of note. 12:30 p.m. Andrew Novak's the most notable name in there, in that group. 12:41, Brian Stewart. 12:52, Taylor Hogue, Taylor Gooch, Cam Triangle. 103, Mito Pereira, Sun J.M., Evan Van Rooyen, Kevin Na, Sergio Garcia, Tyrell Hatton. 114, Abraham Hanser, Sam Burns, Victor Hovland, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau. 125, Seamus Powers, Scotty Scheffler, Cam Smith, Brooks Koepka. 136, Corey Connors, Dustin Johnson, Webb Simpson, Luke List, Matt Fitzpatrick. 147, Bryson DeChambeau, Phil Mickelson, Justin Rose, Gary Woodland. 158, Danny Lee, Tommy Fleetwood, Kyung-Hoo Lee, Patrick Reed. 209, Lucas Herbert, Adam Hadwin, Harry English, and Jason Kokrak. 220, nobody of note in there. 231, Bo Huog. 242, nobody of significance either. So, I have a couple names in mind for the pick for this tournament. And I think there's somebody that is due to come through. I feel like I picked this golfer a lot. He's 55-1, which is stunning to me. He's a great golfer. And I'm talking about the one and only Brooks Koepka. So I'm going to go Brooks Koepka 55-1. That is great value to win the U.S. Open. All right, now I'm going to do primary results from yesterday. We had gubernatorials in Maine, Nevada, South Carolina, and we had some Texas stuff to keep an eye on as well. We're going to start with Maine. And the Democratic and Republican primary, it's official. It'll be Janet Mills on the Democrat side and the Republican side, Paul LePage for governor for that state. And now we're going to do Nevada, which is a big one that we monitored on the show yesterday. So your Republican primary winner, Joe Lombardo, 38.4% of the vote with 85% of the votes counted. And Steve Sisolak won the Democratic primary, so he'll be rerunning. 88.7% of the vote with 77% counted. And the big one in Nevada, other than governor, that we were keeping a close eye on, but there's a couple. The Senate, Attorney General, Secretary of State, and 1st, 3rd, and 4th congressional districts. So Senate was a big one. Republican primary, your winner, with 56.1% of the votes, with 85% of votes counted, Adam Laxalt. And in the Democratic primary, Catherine Cortez Masto, 90.3% of the vote with 77% counted. Secretary of State, Republican winner Jim Merchant, 38% of the vote with 82% of votes counted. And then Cisco Aguilar wins unopposed. The House District, these are the ones that we were monitoring big time for the show. 1, 3, and 4. So 1, declared winner Dina Titus of the Democratic Party, and then Republican with a 13% lead, Mark Robertson, hasn't been called yet. District 3, Democrat winner Susie Lee and Republican winner April Becker. In District 4, Democrat winner uncontested Stephen Horsford. And on the Republican side, Sam Peters with a 6.8% lead. To lead the Republican Party for District 4. And then the Attorney General election is the other one that we have to talk about. So, Aaron Ford went uncontested in the Democrat primary, and winning the Republican primary, going uncontested, Siegel Chadha. So it will be incumbent General Aaron Ford going up against Republican Siegel Chadha on November 8th, which is going to be an interesting election. And now, South Carolina primaries. This is obviously a monumental one. 1st and 7th congressional districts, as well as gubernatorial. So, for gubernatorial, Republican primary, Henry McMaster, 83.3%. That's the incumbent. And that's with 99% of the vote in. And the Democratic primary, Joe Cunningham, 56.5% of the vote with 98% counted. And then Senate for South Carolina, Tim Scott wins Republican uncontested and Democrat. So this is a tough one because no one's been declared the winner yet. It's all so close. So with 98% of the votes counted, Catherine Bruce, 34.7%, Crystal Matthews, 33.2%, and Angela Geter, 32% of the vote. And in the House, Districts 1 and 7 are the ones that we were monitoring. District 1, Annie Andrews went uncontested, and your winner for the Republican was Nancy Mace. That was to be expected. And District 7, Darrell Scott wins the Democrat side uncontested. And Russell Fry wins the Republican side. And the other one that we had to follow was Texas and the 34th Congressional District. So that is a monster one that we had to watch for. And Vicente Gonzalez wins the Democrat side, and winning the Republican side, as expected, Myra Flores. So those are your two for District 34 for Texas that we had to touch on. And next week, there are no primaries, but 2 weeks from now we might have a couple a week from yesterday, but Tuesday the 28th is Colorado, New York, Illinois, and a couple others. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of these play out, especially New York. New York's the one that's, I think, the very most interesting. And Kathy Hochul and her chances of making past the primaries, because I think she has some competition. So that's going to be for another couple weeks. All right, news and notes time. Not that much stuff going on. Some big news in tennis. Serena's going to be back for the Wimbledon since injuring her leg a year ago. So that is wonderful news for tennis. And the Wimbledon starts Monday the 27th. So, obviously, we're going to cover that on the show a couple weeks from now. Sources tell Bleacher Report's Jake Fisher that Zach Levine is expected to re-sign with the Bulls, despite recent rumors. We'll see about that. Well, that would be huge if Chicago got him back. Braden Point could play in Game 1. John Cooper says there's a chance he'll play after getting injured in the first round against the Leafs. Fernando Tatis Jr. timeline pushed back as the CT scan did not reveal level of healing the team had hoped for. Big injury news in the AL East. Hyunjin Ryu out for the season as he'll have surgery on his elbow. That is a big loss for the Toronto Blue Jays. I know Ryu wasn't really great this year, but he's still a veteran pitcher that's pitched in so many big games in his career. The Russian court rules that Brittany Griner will remain in custody through at least July 2nd, as she's been held since February. This is ridiculous at this point. I mean, she needs to be back in the States, and she needs to be playing basketball. Enough has been said. So, Diana Taurasi was given a beautiful tribute video by Vanessa Bryant, as Vanessa calls her the White Mamba in the tribute video. Just a beautiful video. There's more to the Jock Tommy Pham fantasy blow-up story. But people are here for it. We talked about Miles Mikolas being a strike away from a no-hitter, and he gives up a hit that went over the head of Harrison Bader at the end of the game, and then he got the nice hand from the Cardinals fans. LeBron James in all of the Stanley Cup as he got up close and personal with the Lord Stanley. Too bad he touched it. It's okay. A big hiring in hockey as the Golden Knights are hiring Bruce Cassidy to be their new bench boss. I think this is a nice hire for Vegas. Good on Cassidy for getting another job after getting fired by the Bruins. I think Vegas is a good bounce-back candidate for the 2022-23 season. They have a ton of talent, and they're still a win-now team in my mind. So, good hire by Vegas. And the Philadelphia Flyers made an offer to John Tortorella for its head coaching vacancy. I'm not surprised. I was told it was between him and Barry Trotz for that job. And it looks like they're going with Tortorella, and I think that's a lot of fun for hockey if Torts is in Philly. Alrighty, that's it for news and notes. And last but not least, my best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. This is a tougher call for best bet than I thought it was going to be. So, for this best bet, I am going to take a half unit, and I'm going to go under 11.5 in the Padres-Cubs game. I just don't see the Cubs scoring that many runs. And I think that the Padres won't score that much either. So I'm going under 11.5 in the Padres-Cubs game. I just think that's too high. All right, so that's it for today's show. I'll be back tomorrow recapping the results from Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll preview and pick Game 6 of the NBA Finals, which is tomorrow night. From Boston, obviously we have baseball, WNBA, no soccer tomorrow. Obviously the leaderboard for the U.S. Open, and obviously news and notes and best bet. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.